What is up, Fireflower girls and powered up boys? This is your host, Matt, of the Nintendo Fever podcast, with my amazing co-hosts in this episode. I feel like we can't even consider Gentis a special guest at this point. He just kind of feels like he's a part of the show as like a actual co-host, in my opinion. But I will introduce my co-host with the most, Holly. How are you doing, Holly?
I'm doing great. Just here enjoying life, playing games.
That's the best way to be. Playing games, enjoying life, and just hanging out, talking about nerdy video game stuff is the way that I think is always the best way to try and be. And then with me for this is, oh my gosh, I saw you in the chat, Gentis, just now, and I was about to say, oh my gosh, Gentis is here. But no, like literally, Gentis is here. So Gentis, my friend, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's I'm not as busy as I was last time we did this show, so I'm a lot more mellow this week.
That's good. Mellow in the fact that you're not like stressing, running around in a circle, basically,
Exactly.
right? Okay. So
exactly.
I want to apologize real quick because I think we might be getting a little bit of a bad stream with maybe some hiccups in the stream. It looks like we're dropping a bunch of frames. So I'm going to give it just a second to find out why that might be. Let me look at something real fast. Okay, I think that might have stopped it. If you're in the chat, it looks like Rose F. Death is in the chat, and also Blind Hostility is there as well. If you're noticing that we're having some sort of problem, please say something and let me know, because we shouldn't be. I do this sort of stuff a ton, so I don't know why today it's causing issue, other than that's just my luck usually. Yes, it's lagging. It's all good. I don't know what that means. But
so there's probably about a 15-second delay. So
well, I don't think it's quite
probably
15.
what it is.
I don't think it's quite 15 actually. Man, we're getting some really, really bad settings on here for some reason. Like, man, I don't know what the problem could be. It's really frustrating me. Sorry, guys. I don't want to present you with a bad show, and that's the worst part about this whole thing. Is I feel like it may reduce the show quality in some way. But we do want to we come together today to talk about something that I think is pretty important, and a lot of fans on the internet seem to think that it's pretty important. We're going to talk about E3 this year, how Nintendo did, and I think we'll end up talking a little bit about some other stuff in that as well. But before we get the show started, like with going into like video games that were there at the show, I want to ask you both like what you thought of E3 in general. Just give a very quick 1 to 10 scale rating. Holly, from 1 to 10, brief thoughts. How did you think Nintendo did this year at E3?
I'm gonna go pretty generous and say 8 out of 10.
That is
Not bad.
very
I really enjoyed
generous.
the tournament.
The tournament was
Action.
cool. Okay. Was there any standout game for you that you want to mention real quick?
You know me, Fire Emblem. Woo!
I thought you were going to say Xeno Chronicles DLC is actually what I thought you'd say. In between?
It's a toss-up, but I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is already out, so I mean that's exciting too. But
Yeah. So, Gentis, how about yourself? From 1 to 10, how did you think Nintendo did this year at E3?
Well, I'm gonna sound like I'm copying Holly, but I was legit gonna say a 7 or an 8. So I'll go with an 8 out of 10.
Jeez, you guys are so generous.
Well, here's the deal, though. I watched all the conferences,
Uh-huh.
and like Sony and Square really got under my skin, so I don't even want to talk about those two.
Really?
Microsoft, I thought, had a pretty good conference. Yeah, like I'm ready to sell my PS4.
Okay.
Microsoft
Sell it to me.
had a yeah. Lucas was first in line, so we'll see who's got the better offer. Oh gosh, Nintendo though, I was really impressed overall. They had a couple of surprises. My standout game is actually Super Mario Party, because it's been a long time since we've had a true Mario Party. Like, not driving around in a minecart with 4 people, you know, and each person takes a turn. No, this is everybody's going across a board just like they used to be.
Yeah.
So, and it's gonna have online. So
Sort of
I'm
online.
excited. Well, yeah, sort of.
Let's-
We'll get to that.
Yeah, let's not give
Well-
Nintendo too much credit about that, I feel.
Yeah.
You guys are like super above and beyond, in my opinion, how I thought Nintendo did. I was gonna give them like a 6 to a 6.5, like being nice about it. But like, I don't want to make it
that's not bad actually.
exactly.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I mean that 6.5 in like a really good way. So that's the weird thing to me, is that I feel like your 8s are kind of what my 6.5 is. if that makes any sense at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, my standout game actually probably wasn't actually from Nintendo, even at their conference. It was Starlink. Exactly what Blind Hostility just said. Also, if you're in the chat, please let us know what your guys' standout game was and what rating you would. We are dropping so many frames, guys. Like, I feel like we may not even be giving a good run at this. I'm going to turn off the stream real quick. Okay, we're dropping as many.
Reboot.
Yeah, we're
IT 101.
yeah. I'm gonna stop the stream for just a moment, and we should be able to pick up right where we left off. So give me just.
Not close by.
Ah, okay.
Okay, we should be back at the moment, and if we are back, I apologize for that horrible thing that I am the problem of. I don't know why that seemed to be the case, but I'm hoping that things look a little bit better and maybe a little bit more crisp. If not, I'm just going to ignore the fact that we're dropping frames, and we're just going to continue on with the show without ever thinking anything of it, I guess. How's that sound, guys?
Yeah, the audio sounded good.
Okay, that's good. So if the video looks really poor, please just minimize it and purely just listen to our sultry voices as we talk about Nintendo at E3. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm off my kilter now, so I apologize. What do you guys want to talk about when it comes to Nintendo at E3?
What were we talking about before? Matt, did you give us your standout game, or
I did. My standout game was
that also
Starlink.
Starlink?
Yes, which I don't think is the official name. Is it something else, Starlink? Is it called Starlink Battle of Atlantis? Atlantis? Is that what it is? Something like that?
Just Atlas.
Atlas, okay.
Is
That
it
game...
listed? There.
That game legitimately, to me, looks like... that game looks like No Man's Sky. You just don't get out of the spaceship. And, like, I'm totally okay with that because I really enjoyed No Man's Sky and, like, the style of game that it offered with the exploring and flying to different planets and stuff like that. And if the only thing that this is going to be different from what it looks like is that I can't get out of the spaceship, which is fine because, as we know, Star Fox Adventures is not a good game. So that's good for me. You know, I'm excited for that.
Actually, I think during the Nintendo the Treehouse demonstration, I believe that they showed a part where your pilot gets out. I don't think it was like extensive. I don't know what they did out of the ship.
No, I don't think they did. They showed you could change the pilot.
Maybe I'm thinking of Daemon X Machina, which I know has the same thing.
They didn't show off that during the Treehouse, did they?
They did that for Starlink too.
Did they show off Daemon X Machina at the press conference?
Well, they did a Treehouse Live demo for it, yes.
Oh, well, I got to rewatch that one. I did not know that they did a Treehouse Live demo for that one. I was really surprised I didn't hear about that, actually. You guys are going to have to vent for a second because my boss is calling. So you guys vent.
Sweet. So,
sure.
So Starlink, as soon as I saw the game and as soon as I saw the R-Wing that you could get, that was one of the 2 games from E3 that I pre-ordered, like... I got on my phone, I got on Best Buy, and I pre-ordered that game.
Okay, like the Star Fox edition of it, right? With the R-Wing and everything. So, what was your other one then? I'm curious. You had only 2.
Oh, I can't believe I'm even saying this. I got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with the Pokeball. Which is funny because it's such... Well, but it's so different from the Pokemon that I'm used to playing. Like, I'm so used to playing competitive, you know, working on the EVs and the IVs and breeding for certain moves and trying to get the strongest team possible and working on team mechanics. Like, I'm so used to that. It's going to be weird playing a Pokemon game where you don't do that. But
maybe to a degree you will be able to do that, though.
And that's just it. It's to a degree you can. There are candies that you can feed your Pokemon I saw in the demo. Or not in the demo, but in the gameplay for it and Treehouse. You know, there are trainer battles. Your Pokemon will know 4 moves and that kind of stuff. So I am excited for that. It's actually got me back into Pokemon Go as well. Like, I played Pokemon Go in the beginning and fell off within a month or 2. And then I played it a little bit... I thought I played it a little bit to get the Santa Hat Pikachu, but I guess I didn't because I don't have one. But I did pick it up again to get the Ash Hat Pikachu. And...
Pikachu? What do you guys... talking about Pokemon again?
Yeah, because I pre-ordered Starlink immediately, and I pre-ordered Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and I was
Okay.
just telling her how that's gotten me back into Pokemon Go.
I want to talk
And
about.
I fell off hard, and now I'm really back into it again. Now that I have an
I
Apple
think
Watch.
that's probably a story you might hear a lot of places if you ask around. I know my
Yeah.
friend Kelly, she's way back into Pokemon Go now. Although I don't think she ever really got off, so.
So here's my question to you guys: Is what did you think about the showing? And did I miss the conversation about Pikachu? Let's go Pikachu. Let's go Eevee. Did I miss that?
Not too much.
Okay, because
yeah.
I want to know your
Nothing
guys'
important.
thoughts, because I'm actually really disappointed in the way that they decided to present it and the way that the game looks at in general. I understand that Pokemon has always been geared more towards a younger generation than it is a hardcore generation game, but like the reality is the majority of Nintendo fans that love Nintendo for what they offer are older, and I don't understand why they seem to almost want to it feels like, okay, this is how I feel. They almost want to down talk to us and say, like, we don't care that you are a 30-year-old man who likes to play these sorts of video games. We're still going to garner them and really push them towards children. I don't understand why there can't be more of like a medium in the middle somewhere where they can say, like,
So-
this doesn't look like a child's game. Like, the presentation of that game to me was super underwhelming, in my opinion. Like, I'm not looking for blood and
Super
guts.
cute.
I'm not looking for like them like to chop Pikachu in half or like make him like squeeze into a Pokeball and like he's begging to like release me. Like, I'm not looking for anything crazy, but like the game looks like it's for an 8-year-old. Do you think it looks not like that?
What it looks like to me is it looks like a reimagining of what I remember playing back in 1998. And I'm okay with that. And here's why. I was just mentioning that I am a competitive Pokemon player. I'm not as good as I wish I was, but I am a competitive Pokemon player. And I go into this game understanding it's a spin-off game. It's more like Pokemon Ranger or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where it is a spin-off game.
This is
Generation
not really...
8 isn't coming until next year.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And they've said that Generation 8 is going to make significant improvements over Gen 7 and the Let's Go games.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm holding out hope that the series will, pardon the pun, evolve when it comes to Gen 8 on Switch.
I will not pardon that pun at all. That was a great pun, my friend. That was perfect. Perfect pun.
So it's for that reason that I'm okay with it looking the way it does.
Oh, I'm so disappointed in the presentation of it. Holly, what do you think of the presentation of it?
Well, I think you got to kind of give some slack to the developers who are making the game so that it will appeal to like everyone.
No, and I get that.
Everyone who played Pokemon Go and aren't necessarily into like the hardcore Pokemon games. That's kind of the intended audience for it. So they developed, I mean, that was like the development goal for the entire project. So they just made it that way, and
I think
it's fine. I haven't pre-ordered it. I'm still on the fence with it, but
do you think the presentation has anything to do with you being on the fence of it? Because, for instance, I thought that the Pokemon, which is the two most recent ones that came to 3DS, not the Ultimate
Ultra Sun and Moon.
Okay, Sun and Moon. That's one that I was thinking of. Sun and Moon. I got back into Moon, and I started to play it, and I put a good 10 hours into it, and I enjoyed my time in it and stuff. But I felt like the presentation of that did grow up a little bit. I thought that it looked different enough from like Black and White, for instance. Like it looked like it had done some sort of change. And this game, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, to me looks so much like a high-res version of a 3DS game. To me, that is an annoyance. That's me. Like, it seems like it's them. I agree, like, we're not quite to Gen 8, and this feels like a game that they're waiting to get to the next part of Pokemon, and that's, I think, part of my frustration.
And see, for me, and this is kind of my side of that argument, I feel like this game is intended to bridge the gap between the Pokemon Go players and the Pokemon competitive players.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is going to be the game where they can see, oh, okay, well, it's a little bit more complex than Pokemon Go. I'm starting to get an idea of what Pokemon's about. Maybe next year when the new Pokemon games come out on Switch, I already have a Switch. I'm already playing Pokemon Let's Go on the Switch. Maybe, just maybe, I'll give Pokemon Gen 8 a try. And I kind of think that that's their goal at this. It's to tide the Pokemon audience over and to bridge the gap between the hardcore and the casual.
It'll be interesting to kind of see how this sort of stuff evolves, and I'm stealing your pun on purpose. How this sort of stuff like kind of evolves, and what we see in the near future with the Pokemon games, and even with the Pokemon Go app, because there has been already some updates more recently with the Friends update, where you're going to actually be able to trade Pokemon for the first time in that app, in that game. So I think that's going to be an improvement too. Anybody else have anything else to say about Pokemon real quick, or can we move on?
We can move on.
Okay, Holly, why don't you talk about the next game? You pick one.
Oh, I can just pick one.
Just
Okay,
pick one.
so I'm not gonna go the obvious way. I guess I'll pick. Let's go with Daemon X Machina.
Yes,
I know
let's
you
do
didn't
that.
see the Treehouse demo, Matt, but that game looks pretty good. Here, okay, people who've played Xenoblade Chronicles X are not gonna be surprised by this, but I seriously, legitimately thought watching that trailer that this was some kind of Skell spin-off game.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were just fighting in skells.
Yeah, because it's mechs, exactly, right?
These things are skells, man.
It's not developed by Suda51, but it is developed by Marvelous Entertainment and Grasshopper. Is Grasshopper on this as well? Did you see Gentis, if he was or if they are or aren't?
I did not. I had no idea what was going on at this point in the presentation. So.
I'm almost positive that this is Marvelous Entertainment, but it may not be Grasshopper, which is fine. Grasshopper, of course, is developing the new No More Heroes, or what is it called? No More Heroes minigame collection. I can't remember what the exact name was, but that's what it is. So I'm not surprised that Suda51 is not directing it, but I wish he was, because I like his involvement in these sorts of games. This game was a good way to open up the show, I thought, because it was something big, extravagant. Not the most graphically impressive game, but definitely has a lot of style over substance, I think. I mean, or I don't want to say style over substance, because we don't know how deep the mechanics of this game goes, but it definitely has a very large style to it to kind of hide that graphical underpower, and I don't know if that's just purely because they wanted to go with this graphical style, or because of underpowered reasons or anything like that. But I thought it was a good way to open up the show. I mean, I want to know more about it, and I definitely want to see the stage demo that I didn't see. So, Gentis, did you see the stage demo?
I did not.
So, Holly, you are the only one who saw the stage demo, so you have to walk us through it from start to finish.
Oh my goodness.
No pressure.
Well, all right. So, in this game, you're like the pilot of this crazy mech thing, and like I say, it's like a skill from Xenoblade Chronicles X, including the fact that you can like add weaponry to it and things like that. One cool thing, so you go into these missions and you have to complete these objectives in these missions and things like that, and as you go through, you know, you're shooting enemies and destroying things. You can actually, one of the coolest parts to me in the demonstration is that you can walk up to like a pillar or a column or something like that, pull out, it's kind of weak already, and you can have your mech pull out like a beam out of there, and for one thing use that beam as a weapon, and for another collapse the whole thing, and you can do damage to enemies surrounding the pillar that way, for one thing. And so highly destructible environments and things like that, and just these objectives that you've got to do, take out some enemies. And going along with that, like pick up a beam and use it thing, like there are all sorts of weapons that you can collect during missions that you can actually use right away on your mech, just right there in that mission. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of like upgrading your mech, and I believe, because we've talked about how Starlink maybe doesn't have that ability for you to get out of your ship. This game definitely does, and that's where I might be getting mixed up, actually. Okay. So you'll definitely be able to get out of your mech and do who knows what there. So you can customize your pilot. It does actually, despite the fact that it's like brand new, like the reveal is like, you know, just fresh. Despite that fact, like it seems pretty fleshed out already. And yeah, definitely check out the Treehouse Live segment if you can. There's a standalone video on YouTube where you can do that.
I definitely want to. My question before I check it out, and I'll find out when I watch it, obviously, but did it seem like it was open world or more stage based?
It looked more arcadey and stage based to me.
So I don't know if the getting out of the mech will matter too much.
Watching it, but...
Okay.
What's that?
I said if it's more arcadey or stagey, it won't matter so much if it's open world for the getting out of the mech part of it, I don't think. But I'll definitely take a look at that stage demo, because I would be super interested to see more about it. Gentis, what's another game that you were interested in?
So one that kind of sold me is Hollow Knight.
Okay. Did you buy it?
About that, because from what I understand, it is a port.
Yes.
From other systems, but considering it's only a $15 game and it's an indie platformer, I've really been craving one of those right now. I didn't get a release date for Shovel Knight, which I was hoping for. So I was kind of happy to see that. Truth be told, I haven't bought it yet because I've been so busy playing another game that, I cannot pull myself away from other said game.
Mm-hmm.
But Hollow Knight is definitely like a must buy for me. I'll probably pick it up tomorrow when I get paid and when I finally preload Mario Tennis, as much as that pains you to hear.
Yeah, I don't care for that stuff. That video game that you kids play nowadays. No.
Yeah. But yeah, so I am excited to get through Hollow Knight. I also downloaded the Octopath Traveler demo.
Oh, I forgot to get that.
I haven't played it yet, same deal, but I'm looking forward to that because I know it's going to be like the Bravely games where you can transfer your progress from the demo over to the actual game to a certain extent.
Okay. And that is something I'd be willing to talk about. But what did you think about Hollow Knight, Holly? Are you someone that's interested in picking that up, or have you picked it up?
Well, I put it on my wish list. I don't have a whole lot of money. I can't afford a ton of games, but it's definitely one that's going to be pretty high up on my wish list.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that wish list is getting very long, and one of my top games that I really want to get once I have some money is Celeste. Maybe when it's on sale.
I feel like that one is a game that's primed to go on sale for like $10. There's a bunch of games. I guess we should preface this real quick, especially if you're listening to it live. Like, guys, jump out real quick and just like go and check out the eShop and then come back later or something and let us know what you guys bought. Uh-oh, somebody said check my Facebook messages. I don't know how to do that while I'm doing all this. I'm just kidding. I'll figure it out. So there's a bunch of games that are on sale right now that look really good for like $10, $5. There is a game that's on Golf Story. Golf Story is on sale right now for $9. I'm going to hopefully pick that game up because I love what that game looks like, obviously. And
from what I've heard, that's a steal for that game.
Yes,
it's supposed to be so good.
Yes, I think it looks absolutely amazing. Hold on one second. I can't type and talk at the same time. So definitely everyone should go and check out that sort of stuff. Golf Story, yes, looks absolutely amazing, and there's some other cool stuff that's for sale as well. So Octopath Traveler, you said you haven't played it yet. Holly, did you ever decide on where you stand on Octopath Traveler? I think he might have had to go to work.
Either way, update on that. Well, I was sold. Talking about like not having money for games. Well, that's because I splurge on things, and I just barely pre-ordered the Wayfarers edition of Octopath because I'm sold on it now. That demo was good. Oh man.
I feel like
that demo was good too. Like both of those combined to kind of make me think I really want this game, and I kind of chose it over Pokemon Go. I was kind of trying to decide between those two in terms of like
Pokemon Let's
my
Go.
long-term budget.
You said Pokemon Go. You mean Pokemon Let's Go?
Let's Go.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna spend like $100 on Pokemon Go, Pokeballs and stuff, or on Project. Actually, it's not Project anymore. Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, it's just Octopath now.
Octopath is a game that's just so much fun. The first demo won me over pretty hard. I just don't know if I have time to play a game like that. So like that's the only thing keeping me away from maybe not buying it is I don't like buying games that I won't put the effort into, putting a good amount of effort into, right? So it's hard for me to really want to get that one. Another game that they talked about at the press conference is a game called Paladins. Have you guys heard of this game, Paladins?
I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
Oh my gosh. So have you guys ever played Overwatch?
No, I've never played it, but I know what it is.
It's so much fun. Overwatch is this great team-based game where you're a hero fighter, you're trying to compete against other teams, and it's like there's capture the flag modes, there's things that are sort of like deathmatch, there's capture the zone mode and stuff. Like it's super immersive. You have to play as a team and stuff like that. And Overwatch is an amazing game that I wish would come to the Nintendo Switch. But because Overwatch was such a good game, so popular, people obviously did what they always do, and that's kind of rip off that game and make another game based around the same sort of mechanics and style. Paladins is that game. It's a hero-based game with 4-on-4 combat. You're doing all sorts of different goals in the middle of a match and stuff like that. Go look up gameplay for this because legitimately I want to get it. but it's $30 at release, and there's supposed to be a free-to-play version that's going to be coming out sometime over the summer, and I'm just going to wait for the free-to-play version of it, because as much as I love Overwatch, there's so many other games that pull me left and right. I don't want to spend $30 on a game that I may only play for like a couple of weekends before I put it down, and that's my worry with that sort of game. But still, go look up Paladins. Very cool looking game. I want to just run down real quick all the games that were talked about in the sizzle reel, I think, and then I'll start with Holly, then jump down to Gentis, and we will talk about what games we want to talk about from that right there, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Okay, so during the sizzle reel, we saw Starlink Battle of Atlas, Arena of Valor, Minecraft, the Physical Edition, Sushi Strikers, Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Donkey Kong Adventure, Pixel Arc, Ark Survival Evolved, Just Dance 2019, Dragon Ball Z, Fighter Z, yes, so happy. Sorry, Splatoon 2, Captain Toad, Crash Bandicoot, Ninjala. I don't remember seeing Ninjala. Ninjala. I don't remember seeing that. That one escapes me. I don't know that. You made up a word there, Holly, to trick me. I think
that was from a Nindies event that they did last year, if I remember right.
I don't remember at all.
There are some positive things said about it.
Car Casanoa, which is a really cool board game, if you guys don't know what that is. FIFA 19, Wastelands 2, Paladins, Dark Souls Remastered, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Holly's excited.
Yes.
SNK Heroines, Wolfenstein 2. The World Ends With You. I wish they would have done an entire segment on that game, Holly. Mega Man 11, Mario Tennis Aces, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, obviously got the largest part of the Direct. But man, oh man, they had so many games in the sizzle reel. So many games, in fact, that I think Holly's lying to me just to see if I would catch it or not, because she's the one that wrote up our notes. So
I might have missed one on accident.
I don't even know how many more games there are. Also, we haven't talked about Overcooked 2 or Killer Queen Black, which looked interesting. Not my cup of tea. Do either of you care about Killer Queen Black?
Not that one. Overcooked I'm interested in, but not Killer Queen Black.
I feel like if I was a college student, some of these games would really get me like interested, but the fact that like I play with like an 11-year-old and she doesn't really care for like hardcore more competitive style games as much, it's hard for me to like play with her on those types of games, and it's hard for me to get like a group of people in my house and play. So like those sort of like really kind of hardcore competitive games don't get me as excited as they used to, but I do know that they have appeal for a lot of people, obviously, and it is online, the Killer Queen Black, which has me slightly more interested. Holly, did you get Overcooked 1, the original?
I did, actually. Yeah, I played it for a bit.
What'd you think of it?
It's really fun, but I mean, it's stressful too. I don't know if you've heard much about it, but yeah, it can get stressful, and you're just, when it comes down to it, you're just yelling at each other playing this game. You're working together, sure, and cooperative gameplay is kind of my thing. I really like cooperative gameplay, but again, this is so stress-inducing and lots of yelling, like I say, lots and lots of yelling.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's why it sounds like fun to me. I like yelling at people I'm playing games with. That's when you know you're having fun.
So I
gotta try it again.
Yeah. What was I going to say real quick about one of those two games? I don't remember. So Holly, which out of the big long list of games that I just mentioned, do you want to say a quick brief word about?
I want to say a quick brief word about The World Ends With You. I mean, this game has already been released in the past. It's pretty old at this point. It came out on the Nintendo DS, who knows how long ago, 2007 or something, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And I played a fair amount of it, and I think the combat system kind of turns some people off, but you just have to kind of learn how you can enjoy the game. I found that when I turned the difficulty level down, and when you turn the difficulty level down, you actually get fewer rewards. So it's kind of like a risk and reward system, which I think is really cool. If you want to get really good at the combat system, then there is that challenge for you. Mm-hmm. But once I really enjoyed the story though. And I did actually start to enjoy battles as well once they weren't quite as stressful and difficult. And once I kind of found my groove with that game, I just loved it. I can't wait to see kind of how they tweak the battle system to work with like buttons only because it did have like it was like a hybrid, like you hit buttons and use the touch control thing at the
Swiping a
same
little
time,
bit,
and it
yeah.
was kind of hard to manage that battle system. But I think they're going to tweak it and make it a little bit more accessible. And once they do, I think it's going to be so cool. It's such a stylish game too. Like for that to be kind of reworked in HD, it's going to look amazing. I can't wait.
The HD remake of it is definitely going to look pretty stunning. I agree, and I think that it's going to also stand like head and shoulders over the original, obviously. And I think it's going to become the more efficient way to play it because I do think it's going to be easier to play. Which I think can turn people off from the original DS. I think when we first got the game on the DS and stuff, it was like a novelty, which made it cool to play, obviously. But the fact that like it slowly like it took a lot of effort to play, I think can also shoo people away from it. A friend of the show and a good friend of mine, his name is Ben. He actually is a big fan, or he got the game and he loves Nintendo products. He loves the DS, and he was talking about how he did not like this game and he thought the controls were just bad. And I can't like disagree with him, right? Like I can't be like, you're wrong. Those are great controls because they're not good controls. We just can play with them, right? So like they're good enough for what we're doing with them, but they're by no means like this great control scheme, obviously. So I'm excited for the change.
Cumbersome.
It can be for absolutely for sure. Gentis, out of that long list of games that may or may not be made up, which one did you like?
Probably the biggest one that stood out for me, I would say Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, because I'm really excited for that. But I obviously know what I'm getting into with that one, so, you know, that I just know I'm going to buy that one. The one that stood out for me was probably the Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle Donkey Kong Adventure. I love Donkey Kong. I did enjoy, I think I've played halfway through Mario & Rabbids. I still need to go back and finish that game.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing Donkey Kong, and they've got like a Rabbid version of Cranky Kong and Rabbid Peach going up against Rabbid Kong. I'm actually excited to play that. It almost looks like it's going to be either as long as the rest of the game or probably about half that length, which I'm okay with.
They said that it's actually supposed to be close to the full length of the game.
Which I'm good with, because isn't that just part of the season pass?
I believe,
I already own.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, you're basically getting a game and a half, or almost 2 full games for the price of a game and a half. I am perfectly okay with that.
For me, that game is like one of my most like disappointed games of the Switch so far, and it's not anything that the game did to me. It's all because my Switch died in the middle of the last year, and I had to replace it, and I lost all of my save data, and that is a game I don't want to play from the start again. Like I
understand that.
I loved the 10 hours that I put into that game. Legitimately, I did. I don't want to play those 10 hours again. Like I will probably never pick that game up again. And it's sad to say because I would have beat it. I know I would have enjoyed it. But the tutorials on those sorts of games are so tiresome. They're so tedious. They're important in the beginning of learning a game, obviously, but once you know it, those are the worst things to have to sit through again.
So, did you buy the DLC then for the game?
I did not. No, I did not buy the season pass. Otherwise,
I was gonna say there's a good chance the Donkey Kong will load from the menu somewhere.
That would
so
be
you
so
might
nice.
not have. I'll let you know, but you might not have to play the first 10 hours of the game again to get to the Donkey Kong DLC.
If that's the case, I may buy the Donkey Kong DLC just so I can play it. The worst part is I have to play like 3 hours just to unlock the multiplayer battle mode again in it. Like there's so much unlocking that has to be done to play like the base game, and that's always a frustration about those sorts of games.
Try playing Kirby sometime.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Kirby's fun, so I don't mind doing that again. Holly, was there another game on that list of games? Oh, no, I haven't talked about a game, I guess. Let me talk about a game. Can I talk about a game, guys, please?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, cool.
If you must.
I do. I have to. Even though I interrupt you guys like halfway through all the time. But anyways, now be quiet for me. Just kidding. I want to talk about Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I know that on our last podcast, it was one of the games that I asked very nicely to the developers that they would please bring to the Switch, and I guess they were listening to us, so if you guys have any wish list items, go ahead and say them right now. They listen. So I have to buy this game. I've already committed to you, the listenership, to you, my co-host. Like, I already said, like, if this game comes, I will be there to buy it day one, and I will. They have not given a release date. We know that it's coming out in September in Japan, but we don't know what the North American release date is going to be quite yet. I hope it's close to that. They're going to even have some extra stuff with like the DLC, so it's going to be one of those like complete editions, which is super exciting as well. I don't know how much you guys know about like recent fighting games that have come out, like Blaze Blue or even the Street Fighter 30th edition, but like to me, the Nintendo Switch has become like the ultimate arcade fighting machine. It's amazing. Do you know what's coming out tomorrow, Gentis?
What?
The Last Blade 2. Which is, do you know?
Okay.
Do you know what The Last Blade 2 is?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, so Neo Geo makes the most amazing fighting games, and the Last Blade series is a very well-renowned fighting game series, but you can't buy them anymore. You can't play them because they're Neo Geo, they're arcade cabinets and stuff like that. But like if you look at my Nintendo Switch right now, my library is filled with King of Fighters, Mark of the Wolf, what's the other? Oh, Samurai Showdown. Street Fighter HD, Street Fighter 30th edition. It's going to have Blaze Blue, hopefully sooner than later. It's going to have Dragon Ball Z Fighters. It's going to have The Last Blade 2. Like, there are so many amazing fighting games on this system. It makes me so happy because fighting games are like junk food, right? Like, you can just jump into it, play a couple rounds, and then leave it alone for a while. It's amazing, in my opinion. The only other type of game that we need on this system that's my other junk food type game is Castlevania. I wish they would just port the DS Castlevania games to the Switch. I'd be so happy if they just ported the games and all you did was push the minus button to get your map or something like that, because those games are the most laid-back, fun experiences to chill with and just enjoy, like playing a video game, in my opinion. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Fighters, you know, great combo system. It's a 3-way tag battler. It looks beautiful. I can't say enough pretty nice things about that game. Thank you, Bandai Namco, or Namco Bandai, or whatever you want to be called this week. I just like you.
Today, yeah.
So, let's take a small break in the middle of the show. And I know that sounds really weird, but I don't mean small break as in we're leaving again. Though we probably were never here to begin with, let's be honest. If possible, Holly and Gentis, do you guys have any recent swag that we could talk about?
I do.
Awesome. Gentis, could you please...
Who's going first, Holly?
I think Gentis will. Oh, no, Holly is. Never mind. I won't get in the middle of this.
Okay.
I do have my thing. For those listening to the audio of this, you're totally missing out on this awesome poster that came with the physical copy of SteamWorld Dig 2 for the Switch. It's like, so it comes with this like double-sided poster where you've got like one side is like movie poster-esque, where it has like, you know, starring down at the bottom, or, you know, here's who made the game and everything. And then it's got, you know, some cool art. And the other side is a missing poster for Rusty, which is kind of important to the story of the game. So that is very cool. That's
wait, Rusty's gone?
Also a reversible cover.
Just kidding.
What's that?
I said, wait, Rusty's missing? I was just kidding. I was joking.
Spoiler alert. No, I don't think it's a spoiler.
Yeah, to the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Technically, he was never really there. Anyways, what else? Sorry.
Poor Holly. So, did you have anything else, Holly?
Nope. Keeping it brief.
I've got a couple things. I completed my Build-A-Bear Pokemon collection again.
Not a bear.
I got the Jigglypuff. Yes, Build-A-Bear.
It's not a bear. It's not a bear.
No, but you build him, and you get to watch him
balloon
up.
Clothing?
You build a puff.
It's a little cape, actually. A little weird, but I had to get it because each of the Pokemon has their own exclusive outfit. So I got a Build-A-Jigglypuff.
Build-A-Jigglypuff. I love that name.
I went to an amazing site that you may or may not have heard of called Etsy.com. And I picked up the entire set of Legend of Zelda amiibo cards. So officially not licensed by Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
But they do function as amiibo.
I've wondered about getting those. Does that, Gentis, don't take this the wrong way, does this make you a pirate?
No, because
sort of.
According to the laws of copyright, you're allowed to have a copy of something that you own, and I do own all 22 physical Legend of Zelda amiibo.
Oh, okay.
So I don't feel bad because I own them all, but I wanted something that's easier to carry with me.
Okay, I can understand that to a point. So you don't. None of those amiibo cards are any that you don't own. Then, right? You own all the
Correct.
amiibo. Okay. So that's a little different.
Correct.
What do you think about? Because I've seen them on like the Wish app and the Geek app and stuff like that. I know this is tangent. I apologize. Don't yell at me, guys. Does it make you a pirate if you buy those? If you don't own the amiibo, are you a pirate?
I don't think so, because they don't really do reprints of the amiibos very often.
Mm-hmm.
I would still say if you can try and find the amiibo, do. But I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna get the new Zelda amiibo when they come to Smash. The 6 new ones they'll release, and however many new Pokemon there'll probably be 7 this time around. But I don't know. I'm kind of over amiibo beyond that at this point.
It's surprising
Like,
how amiibos kind of fallen in graces to even worse than like a novelty. Like it's become
Right.
less than a gimmick in a lot of ways. Yeah. Holly, what do you feel about the? Have you seen those printed amiibo cards that have the NFC chip like embedded inside of it?
Well, there's a lot of different kind of sets that you can buy from different online sites and whatnot, and I actually have a set myself.
Really?
So yeah, but they're like these really hard, tiny little cards that have art.
Did you get the
that
mini
isn't
ones?
true to life. Yeah, and they come in this little.
yeah.
They came in this little clear case or whatnot.
I saw that set. I considered it for a minute.
Chat.
And
I just wanted all the amiibo gear in Breath of the Wild really bad.
Chat. Are these guys pirates? Are they pirates just a little bit? You answer. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Gentis has something else that he wants to show off though, so I think we should move to that.
One last thing. The big one that I got this week.
I technically got that too. I'm
What do
just
you mean technically?
waiting to.
Technically.
Well, it got delivered to my parents' house, so I couldn't. Okay, I ordered it on my dad's Amazon because he's got Prime and stuff. But
and you don't even get it in 2
he
days.
keeps telling me what the password is. It's not right. I can't log in. I couldn't change the shipping or the delivery.
Dude, I paid
thing or
like
whatever.
$24 for that book because of the pre-order stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So.
That's some pretty cool recent swag. I don't have any recent swag that I can show you on screen. I mean, technically I do. I bought some new Joy-Cons because, okay, sad story, guys. My left Joy-Con, which I have in my office at the moment, my left Joy-Con, you can't click in no more. Nope, doesn't click in. No clicky. No clicky. And up, and it doesn't work when you push it up. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I broke it. So I bought 2 new Joy-Cons, and then I bought the replacement joystick. And I'm going to take this apart tonight, so wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck.
You're such a pirate.
What?
Yeah, I know.
A pirate
Waiting your
because I'm
warranty
fixing
now.
my own stuff? I don't have a year warranty no more. My warranty's up. It's been a year. Nintendo did this on purpose. They made it so that it would break after my warranty was up.
At least
Like
you
right
don't
after.
have to replace your entire 3DS because your joystick stopped working. At least you can just replace one part of your Switch now.
It's very true. Why'd you have to jinx my 3DS, buddy? Huh? Why'd you have to jinx it?
I was talking about somebody else's 3DS, I know.
Why'd you have to jinx their 3DS? Wow, what a savage.
Can't jinx it if it's already broken.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm off my tangent. Okay, so let's get back into E3 a little bit. I want to talk about a little bit of a rant, if you guys don't mind. Will you indulge me just for a moment while I rant?
Sure.
Okay, so there are some people that said that they were very disappointed in the way that the Direct went this year. There are some people that said that it was very tiresome and it wasn't interesting and it wasn't a good Direct, and a whole bunch of other stuff was said about it, right? Very negative way about describing what they felt about Nintendo at E3 this year. And I just want to say, quiet down up front, because Nintendo doesn't care about E3, and you should stop caring about E3 too. E3 is not important to Nintendo. E3 doesn't need to be important to Nintendo, and you need to learn. It's time to, I mean, call me old man if you have to, but it's time to grow up a little bit and get your expectations in check. Because
he's Cranky Kong and he didn't know it.
I didn't know I was this cranky, but I have definitely become more cranky because it's madness. And if you guys don't think so, I can understand where you may come from. But here's the thing: is the E3 was a great showing presentation of what they had to offer for the foreseeable future, and the reality is that everybody should by now realize we get more than one big Direct a year. We get multiple mini Directs, then we get like 3 big Directs, and E3 isn't even one of the big Directs anymore. So that should excite us for the next 3 months, because what does that mean is going to happen in about 3 months? It means we're going to get a Direct with games that we don't know anything about. And that's far more exciting than E3, where we already knew that this was going to be a Smash Brothers show out. That's what we knew was going to happen on this, in my opinion.
Raise my hand over here.
I'm ranting. You're good. What would you like, Holly?
So before the show, Matt and I were talking about this a little bit, and my big point is that it's all about timing for Nintendo. Nintendo has had some great E3s in recent years, and it's about timing. It's what they have to show, and the timing for this one just wasn't bad. I think we're going to see Animal Crossing later on. I think we're going to see what else was everybody getting so excited about? Was that it? Animal Crossing?
That's one of the big ones. There's always one game.
We didn't get Animal Crossing,
Metroid Prime.
Everyone's so upset.
Metroid Prime 4, obviously, too. Metroid Prime 4.
Well, we'll see that. We'll see that later on, too.
Anybody should have known, though, that game is way too early into development to show.
They said it last year. They said it last year that we just want you to know that we are working on this game.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see anything until at least December on that one.
Oh, I don't even think we'll see it this year. I don't think we'll see it till next E3 or sometime next.
I agree, but I think the earliest we could see it would be September.
We're not going to see it, Gentis.
Just a spin around of Samus.
Nope, we're not going to see it. Nope, never again. It's all dead, all of it.
It's like a lot of people say. Sony and Microsoft tend to announce these things that don't come out for the longest time. Nintendo wants to show you something.
Yes.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 was teased on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, exactly, and you can. All right, so here's the thing. I understand the internet is about hyperbole. Hyperbole. Thank you, Gentis. I understand that the internet is filled with people who can't talk, like myself included. But I get that we're supposed to over-exaggerate and we're supposed to be kind of comical. I'm being joking, guys. I don't care one way or another how somebody else feels about something getting announced or not getting announced. Kind of the same thing with this Waluigi thing, which is another small rant for me. Waluigi is stupid in general, and he's supposed to be stupid.
Leave Sakurai alone.
And
be happy that we're getting everybody back.
Right? If anybody is willing to be angry. That's the thing is Nintendo fans are garbage, are very, very, very salty for no reason. Not us. We're the cool Nintendo fans, okay? But everyone else is terrible because no matter what they announce, it's never enough. They talk about all these great games, and it's like, why didn't we get Animal Crossing and Metroid Prime? It's like, but we got a whole bunch of other great games. Yeah. And then next year when we get those great games, everyone is going to say, but why didn't they talk about the new Zelda? And then the same thing happened with Smash Brothers this year. We got everybody, guys. We have every single
character.
Every single character, and everyone's like, why can't we play as Waluigi? It's like, who cares about Waluigi?
We got Daisy Ridley, for Pete's sake.
We got Ridley.
Who's like a little Star Wars in there.
I was gonna say Yoda confirmed. That's been my thing. They announced
confirmed.
Daisy and Ridley. Yoda's confirmed for Smash.
So, going back to Smash Brothers real quick, Gentis, me and Holly spoke very, very slightly about it, but I know you're kind of more a retro gamer as well, and I wanted to get your opinion. And everybody in the chat, please tell me what you think too, because I think this is a much bigger controversy and something that's worth a conversation. Waluigi being in Smash Brothers is not worth a conversation. End game. No. So now, on to the thing that is worth a conversation. Should Bomberman only be an assist trophy?
No.
How do you feel about that?
Well, if we've got Pac-Man or Snake or any of those guys, there's no reason that we can't have Bomberman.
That's kind of how I was feeling.
I just don't know if he's big enough to be in Smash Brothers is the problem.
Do you think he's...
Usually the characters that have made it in are big characters.
I don't really know who he is myself. So.
Right. I think that's Gentis, you hurt my heart.
I'm sorry.
That's a disservice.
You and I we like to dig at each other. That's why this works.
Bomberman you've shown very little respect right now to your elder of Bomberman. And
so I've played exactly 2 Bomberman games in my life.
But you know who he is. His name is popular enough that it feels like a slap. I thought it felt like a slap when they're like, "Oh, and guess what? We have a new assist trophy. Bomberman." I don't.
God, no wonder you're so bitter about the whole Crash for Smash campaign, because
oh my goodness,
seeing Crash in there over Bomberman, you will be devastated. You might have to boycott buying the game.
I don't want to hear it. Blind hostility. Don't say a word.
I can't. I don't have the chat up. What is he saying?
He hasn't said anything yet.
And Crash.
Don't say it. Don't continue with this
So-
thought.
The chat
At
is
least I knew
saying
who Crash was.
Simon Belmont.
Crash
you know.
Bandicoot. From that terrible game series called Crash Bandicoot.
Hey, his commercials were catchy back in the early 90s.
Holly, do you
It's not like
do you,
Pac-Man is starring in the best games of the day.
right?
No, but everyone knows
Right?
who Pac-Man is.
And Pac-Man
Most
is
people know
valid.
who Crash is.
No, nobody with gaming experience. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna cross a line. I would like Belmont. I would like a Castlevania character, and I think that we're gonna get 3 more characters. I think that we'll get 3 more reveals before December
and
when it's
Pyra.
released.
Rumor I'm hearing is 6 that aren't Echo Fighters.
Good golly! There's no way we
So.
get 6 before December.
Oh yeah, why not?
Because
That is 1 a month.
that would be
Nearly.
madness. That would be madness. It'd be
Wonder
cool.
Red. Do it.
Oh my gosh, Wonder Red. There's a rumor that we're going to get a re-release of Wonderful 101. Let's go back to some stuff in Smash Brothers actually for this podcast. If you guys have any questions inside, Blind Hostility just said, "Hush your mouth, Matt." And I imagine you said it like this, "Hush your mouth, Matt."
Yeah,
That's how I
can hear
imagine.
him saying it.
Going back to the notes just for a moment. By the way, our stream looks great now, guys. That's why I'm in such a good mood. It's because our stream just looks so streamy. I thought
Matt's
Treehouse
mood just changes on a dime.
I thought Treehouse was garbage this year, and I know I missed one of the bigger presentations with the Damon X Machina presentations, but overall, compared to last year, it was not good. They didn't have nearly as many Nindies, they didn't have nearly as many developers, and they focused far too heavily on Smash Brothers. I get why they did that. I'm not against them doing it, obviously,
Right.
but forgive me, I can only watch so much Smash Brothers being played in front of me before I'm just like, all right, guys, I get it. You hit each other until one of you flies away. Like, I get the
Right.
concept of Smash. I understand it. And the fact that they did not have a ton of new characters in this, right now. They had Ridley and Splatoon Girl, which we already kind of knew that Splatoon Girl was going to be there. Though, Holly,
Yeah.
how much did you love the stage reveal for Splatoon in Smash Brothers?
Oh my gosh.
Mori
You
Towers?
mean for the Octo expansion?
No, I'm talking about for Smash
No,
Brothers.
the Moray Towers.
Moray Towers?
Is going to be our
The stage for Smash
Splatoon
Brothers.
stage.
That reveal?
Yeah,
What was special about that?
I thought we both were big fans of Mori Towers.
I hate
Oh,
I hate
yeah!
that level.
That
If you don't play as a
nostalgia.
roller, dude, when you play that level with dualies, that level sucks.
Well, don't play with dualies. Play with something that works, guy. Gosh.
I love the dualies.
Technically,
I
if you
could
played
whip-
with a
I
good
could whip
weapon,
your
then
butt
it would
with the
be fun.
dualies.
Technically, it would be fun if you played with a good level. Technically.
Okay, I have a couple things to say.
Okay, let's go.
Oh.
So this is actually kind of going to Splatoon 2, but like how many things were actually released during E3 for the Switch?
That's
That's
a
one of the
great
big
comment.
reasons I'm giving a pretty good score to Nintendo.
That's a good. That
The
is a
Octo expansion,
great point.
Fortnite.
some Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, that was awesome and unexpected. And Hollow Knight was released, Fortnite was released, Fallout Shelter, Paladins wasn't that one kind of released this week, this
Yeah,
E3 week?
It was. Yeah, there was a ton of
Anyway,
stuff.
yeah.
There really was, and they've done a good job with their sales, in my opinion, as well. I think that's a great point that we should actually spend a lot of time about, because you guys have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, correct?
I don't.
Oh, just Holly.
I do.
How is that expansion?
I actually haven't tried it out myself
Okay,
yet.
let's not talk about things that
it's
were
like
released. No, I'm just kidding.
so much came out, and
Yeah.
right now I'm crazy. I'm like obsessively playing Fire Emblem Echoes just because of my Fire Emblem,
I love
you know.
Holly. I love the fact that you will always play something old when something new is right around the corner. Like, I want to talk about E3 and all these great new games. And you're like, yeah, Fire Emblem Echoes is still a lot of fun all those years ago and still great. It's like, we know it's great,
It
Holly.
came out last year.
Yeah, old stuff,
Really?
Holly. Old at this point.
Anyway, yeah, there's so much to play. It's insane. I haven't gotten that far in the Splatoon expansion either, but
All
tons
right,
of stuff. I did watch the demo for the Xenoblade Chronicles
That was good.
thing,
That was good.
the new one that just came out, and it It looks really fun. It's cool. You can unlock costumes for your characters. You can't change their clothes like at all during the main game, but now they actually have costumes, which is really cool. And you unlock those in the challenge mode. And Shulk and Fiora from Xenoblade 1 show up as Blades.
I don't even, you're
like,
yeah,
oh,
okay.
there's so much to play. I don't know where to start.
I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, you know how Eugene feels when we talk Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't. You just made up words for the last little bit there. I
You
think.
only just noticed that?
Yeah.
About my shirt?
I
Anyway.
love that shirt. That's an awesome shirt.
Had to geek out.
Okay. No, I think that's awesome. I'm so happy that you're excited for that. I think that's really really cool. Fortnite. Have either of you guys played Fortnite? Because we're talking about games that have come out the day of, upon them talking about it. Fortnite, I think it should have been a bigger surprise. I'm actually kind of annoyed because a buddy of mine at work, he knows that I'm a big Dragon Ball Z Fighters fan, and I really wanted it to come to Switch. And as soon as he saw that leaked picture, he totally spoiled it for me. Like, he sent it to me, like, and he's like, "Matt, look at this," and it's like, why did you do that? I would have been so excited. I would have hyperventilated. I would have fainted. But no, he took that away from me. So I still was happy that it was true, but he kind of like took away some of my excitement, even about Fortnite. I feel like I would have been more excited about Fortnite coming to Switch if it wasn't leaked early. But I have played quite a bit of it. Gentis, you said you've played a little bit of it. Did you play it on PS4 as well? Were you a Fortniter?
Would I play it on PS4?
No, did you play it on PS4 at all?
No, and thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Because Sony can go suck it.
Yeah, you would have been SOL if that would have been the case.
Yeah.
Stuck out on a limb because your account is locked on a Sony account, so I had to literally start a brand new email account for this.
Let's go back a little bit. It's not just your Fortnite account. It is your entire Epic account.
Epic.
If you have ever played an Epic game on a PlayStation console, you cannot use that account with a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, there are people
Sony will not allow it.
There are people looking at the legality of all this because that seems very shady. Because there was nothing to warn
it's legal
you.
Because it's in their terms of service that they can do that.
Nobody reads
but
that.
What Sony doesn't realize is they could make more money by saying, "Hey, if you have this account, if you make your PlayStation your primary Epic account, and we let you play on other consoles but not progress, and if you want to progress, you play it on our console and you buy all the stuff on our console." They could make a boatload of money doing it that way. Yeah. But instead, they're like, "No, forget you. We're just going to lock it, and you're going to have to set up a new account," which is what most people are doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's what I did because if I have the ability to play a game on my Switch over my PS4, I'm going to do that. Very quickly, I wanted to say I was selling my PS4. I was in the middle of selling my PS4 at GameStop because they were offering $250 for a PS4 for a trade-in towards a Nintendo Switch. And I was going to take that deal, and I could not make it to Twin in time before they closed. Otherwise, my PS4 was going to be sold this weekend to buy a second Switch, and I was unable to do that. So if anybody
I would have bought a third Switch just because.
If anybody is looking to buy a PS4, I legitimately am interested in selling it. Though I will tell you that I want like $500, Holly. I feel like that's a fair price.
Fair. I need a really good
like,
deal from that one.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Calm down. Gentis, now going away from the Sony talk, Holly, tell us your very quick Fortnite story.
Oh, I played once. I got my butt kicked. I didn't know what I was doing. And I know everyone seems to hate tutorials. I kind of like tutorials. I don't know how to play first person or
third person.
This is third person, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still don't know how to play like the legit ones where you've got like, real guns. That kind of creeps me out.
This game is not about the violence though. Like that's something that I was trying to kind of explain to somebody. This game is very little about the shooting somebody in a face game, and this is legitimately like playing like tag or it's like playing laser tag. Like this game is the closest thing to Splatoon that isn't made by Nintendo in a lot of ways. I think I was actually I thought that Splatoon was going to get a Battle Royale mode. I really did. That was going to be
me too.
That was going to be cool.
Well, still, with Splatoon versus Fortnite, I mean, I can shoot a splatter shot easy peasy. Like, that's just, like, the way, like, Splatoon is so natural to me. A game, like, with more real weapons, like, you've got these crazy snipers and stuff like that, and, it doesn't explain the fort building mechanic very well either. I mean, I guess you're just supposed to get out there and play around on this amazing kind of playground and just do random stuff. But yeah, I didn't find it that fun to jump in not knowing how to play and then to get my butt kicked. Didn't enjoy that much, but I think you have to have a group of friends to play with.
That's where I was going to go. I have not played that game by myself, but I have played it with the crew over at Infendo. I think we played it on launch night together. And I was cursing at Justin from Infendo Radio because he was sending me invites and I couldn't figure out how to accept them because that game is not intuitive when it comes to its menus at all. But once I finally got in, I had a really good time. And it's a game that I had zero interest in because I don't play shooters.
I only play it in solo. I don't mind playing it in duo or in squad if I know the people that I'm going to be playing with and stuff. But I much prefer playing in solos. I like so it's not like, here's the thing is it's not realistic. I know what you mean by what you said, Holly. I'm not trying to like downplay what you actually said, but it's not a realistic game in the most general sense of it. I mean, it is only realistic in the most general sense because you're a human.
It's more realistic than Splatoon, but it's not as realistic as Call of Duty.
Exactly. And I like the idea of playing like hide and seek. I like being able to maneuver and wait it out. You can I got to second place, not this time, but when I was playing on my PS4 by hiding and just waiting and then only needing to kill one person, and then I lost by the person before that, and I got second obviously. But you don't have to go in guns blazing. You don't have to get 50 kills. You don't. And you're playing against 99 other people, and I killed one person and I got second place. You don't need to shoot people to win this game. It's about being strategic, which is something I think you actually might enjoy, Holly. And I think in a group setting, you would actually enjoy that more because you could do a flanking system, having people go into a building while you stand back on a sniper post, for instance, and use that sort of communication to lead them around. Like you can have strategic elements in this game. Very quickly, because we're actually kind of running long, and I don't want to run too long. I'm sure you guys don't either. So I want to tell a very funny story about Splatoon or about Fortnite. I was playing duos with a very, very good friend who I haven't spoken to for many years. He used to live very close, and now he lives very far, and we do not talk very often, and we don't really play games all that often either. But he saw that I was playing Fortnite, and he jumped in, and I was so happy to see him there. It really made me angry that there wasn't a good form of voice chat at the time because I had it docked, so I couldn't just like plug headphones in, and that update hadn't quite rolled out anyways. So we both start dancing in the menu, and like I'm just giggling laughing at this because I know that he's dancing at me and I'm dancing at him, and it's hilarious stuff going on. So then we start the match, and we get way outside of the circle of the storm. If you don't know how it's played, then every couple of minutes the storm goes closer to the middle of the circle, and it keeps forcing you towards the middle so that eventually you have to fight each other. So I'm towards the outside of it with my friend, and all of a sudden we are shooting these people. We both get a kill, and we like start celebrating without realizing that the storm is about to close in on us. We are super far away from the circle that we need to get to be safe. So we both just start running immediately as fast as we possibly can, trying to save our own skin, right? And we stay basically right next to each other, and we keep like looking back at each other to make sure like we're close by one another. And it's just like the funniest thing. So finally we get to the point where like we don't have enough building supplies to get up a mountain very quickly. So we're both like trying to like go around the opposite direction, and the storm gets us, or the storm gets me, and I start dying, and then I lose a bunch of health, and then I start crawling on the ground because I have under the needed health so I can stand and run. So obviously I'm not going to make it out of this, right? And I start just kind of wandering on my hands and knees, and I turn around, and there's my friend Ben on his hands and knees too. And we both just like meet each other in the middle on our hands and knees as we're both dying, and we just kind of like start dancing to each other as we're like dying on the ground. And then the game ends, and we just busted up laughing on Messenger to each other, and it was one of the absolute funniest and closest friendship moments that I could ever have in a video game. Dying with him side by side was a beautiful thing. It was nice. That's my.
Oh, that is good.
That's my Fortnite.
I'm just picturing it all.
It was amazing.
It's like what you used to have to do with Triforce Heroes, where you could have amazing conversations by saying nothing.
Yeah, our death spoke volumes of our friendship. So,
Cheerleader.
is there anything
Pom
else?
poms.
Is there anything else that we want to talk about real quick? Because we are running a little bit late. I know you have Infendo that you need to get to. By the way, guys, Nintendo Fever is only here because of Infendo. Is actually our sister. We're their daughter. They're our mother. I don't know how this works. I'm just saying random words now at this point. But anyways, we exist because they have made us exist, and they asked me and Holly to do the show. And by that, we've adopted Gentis as our baby boy, and now we share custody. He goes to Christmas at one of our homes.
I won't be here every week, but I will be here most weeks.
We do it monthly, so we can figure out a way to get you in on it.
Exactly.
So we are more of a monthly podcast as of right now. We did one last month. We did one this month. We probably won't do one again till next month. We may settle into a more natural schedule. Only time will kind of tell, and you guys as the fans will dictate that as well. I want to say we want to appease you guys in the sense that we want to do something that can maybe work functionally with a different sort of lifestyle. Things have changed over the last, about 2 years, year and a half since we were doing Nintendo Fever full time, obviously. So we want to hear feedback from you guys as often as humanly possible. The only other thing that I think needs to be said is Infendo Radio does their show on Wednesday as well, so we may even change our night that we actually do this. Hard to tell for sure, but go and check them out. They are a little bit more of an adult-themed Infendo show. Hey, how's it going, Infendo Radio? Did you only show up because I was talking about you? Did you? Wait a minute, is that you, Gentis? Are you sneaking?
No, that's probably Eugene.
Oh,
as
hi,
a matter
Eugene.
of fact, our site owner.
Is he watching us? Just secretly
Probably.
in the corner, making sure that
He's
Nintendo
got free
Radio
screens.
is.
He's got an amazing setup.
So, yeah. See, I like you, Eugene, and what you guys do over there. We're your papa, mama, cousin. Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, do we have anything else that we want to talk about before we decide to kind of wrap the show in general? Is there another game? Either one you want to talk about?
There is one thing we would be remiss to not talk about with me on the show.
Okay, let's do it.
Last time we were on, you introduced me as a self-proclaimed Minecraft aficionado.
I believe I might have done that.
The Minecraft, you did. I listened to the show again.
Okay.
The Minecraft update / physical version comes out tomorrow. And that is what is giving us the Bedrock Edition / Better Together update. I am thrilled. I have some friends on Xbox that I've been looking forward to play with for a long time. And as of tomorrow, I will finally be able to play with them.
That one is linking all of the editions, correct?
What was that?
That one's linking all of the editions, including the Android edition.
Yes,
Yeah.
all versions except Sony.
Is it not? So what?
That's
Wait a
what I
minute.
was gonna ask.
So, Sony has blocked crossplay for Minecraft, Rocket League, and now Fortnite.
Wow.
Their story of anti-crossplay has been going for over a year now, according to KindofFunny.com, another show I listen to. But, so not to get back on the Sony conversation, because we obviously know that I'm bitter about that as a former Sony fanboy. I am so thrilled. The new version of Minecraft, you're going to be able to see twice as far, even in handheld mode, as what you're used to being able to see. It supposedly runs better. I haven't seen it with my own two eyes, so I cannot confirm or deny right now. But it's supposed to run a lot better, and everything you've done so far in your existing version of Minecraft, including all the DLC you bought in your Switch version of Minecraft, will transfer over to the new version.
That's
So,
exciting.
It will be, if you bought it digitally, you will have to re-download it. If you bought it physically, the new version will be on the cartridge, so you won't have to do anything else. If you bought it digitally,
I'll be getting it.
If you bought it digitally and you buy it physically, you should still be able to transfer your stuff over. There'll be if I remember right, there's something on the main screen that says Migrate Worlds or something to that effect.
I don't have the digital version, but the physical comes out tomorrow, right? That's what I've been waiting on, so I'm getting it.
So according to Minecraft's Twitter feed, it comes out tomorrow. According to the Nintendo eShop, the estimated release date for the digital version is today. So hopefully that means at 10 p.m. our time, which is midnight East Coast time, I will be able to download the new version. I will put it out on the Nintendo Fever Twitter when it's available.
Interesting.
So, I'm thrilled.
I wished I wouldn't have bought it digitally, because I'm probably going to not buy it physically now.
And you've got a free digital copy of it, the new version.
The only reason why I would buy it, the only reason why I would buy The only reason why I would buy a physical copy is if I do line up getting a second Switch for my daughter, which don't tell her that might be happening for her. I would buy the physical copy because that would be the only right way for her to play it technically, because the game was bought under my account. I can't transfer those games onto her account, can I? Like,
no.
yeah, so
they're locked to the account.
Exactly. So I think if I get a second Switch, then I would buy the game again. That way that we'd have a physical copy and a digital copy of it and stuff. Holly, any final games or comments you would like to make before we end the show?
Can't think of any. There's tons more that we could cover, but I mean that would take forever. So, but I really like D3.
Let's just hang out here all day, guys. Let's not even worry about families or responsibilities or life or even video games or other shows.
Oh, hang on.
Shh, don't say that. Don't. He's watching. You can't say that right now. Oh no, she's out of food. She can't. Don't.
Oh no, that's the last cracker. The poor starving college student.
I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh, it's so painful when you're on a live stream and you have your face being shown and like you need to sneeze and then you don't because I look like I was a dum-dum.
Oh, I did that a minute ago. Don't worry about it.
Right there. Yeah, but you look natural. You're like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm like, ah. So it was just weird. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This show is meant to be something a little bit outrageous, a little bit fun, and a little bit quirky. And luckily, we have myself, Gentis, and Holly, so I think we fit that okay. I can't think of a good way to end the show because it's been so long since I feel like I've ended a show well. So if you guys are not busy in about an hour, go and check out Infendo Radio because they will put on some good content that you will like when it comes to Nintendo.
In about 13 minutes?
Oh, in about 13. Never mind. Just jump over there right now. Continue your Nintendo feed at this exact moment.
Stay with us all night. We're just going to keep talking Nintendo.
Oh, can I join you? Can I just jump on there too?
I don't have a problem with it.
I'm just kidding. My wife would have a problem with it.
Your wife might, but you know.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna edit this thing so we can talk about it more later. But until next time, please keep on playing your Nintendo Switches. Show it some love and dust off your Wii because all games deserve to get played at least once. Until next time, we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.